Hi Gemini, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing the January overview, see what's happening to kick off 2025 for you. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Please subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate that. It really does help the channel grow, so thank you so much. Today I am using, firstly I have the Memento Mori deck, the Lenormand deck there. But this particular Lenormand deck does actually have, it's a Lenormand and Oracle. All right, so I've actually split the decks with that. So I'm using the Memento Mori as an Oracle, and then I do have, a separate pile here, which is the Memento Mori as the Lenormand cards. All right, so we will be using those separately. Okay, I do have the Money Moves Oracle deck here as well to check in on career and finances. And then when we check in on love and romance, I have the Dark Confession Oracle cards that I will actually be doing a zodiac run through. So, checking how you're dealing with each individual sign for the month of January. Okay, so getting into it for you, splitting the month, start, middle, and end. Okay, start, middle, and end of January for Gemini. What's going on for our Geminis? Start, middle, and end of January 2025. Starting us off here, we do have the sign card coming through for the start of January. So definitely needing to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities around you at the start of January here. I am getting, for quite a lot of you, this may actually be like an actual sign. Like a street sign or a billboard or something like that is really flagging your attention at the start of January here, bringing your attention to something in your life that you need to pay attention to. So, just as an example here, you everywhere you go, you see signs that have a word that connects to your job. So you're seeing, the word of what your actual job is. So, maybe you're seeing the word, just as once again, as an example, you're seeing the word receptionist all over the place. And then you're seeing, the company name, for example, Blackbird, and you're seeing that written on signs everywhere. So it's like Blackbird Street. And then you're somewhere else completely and you're like, Blackbird Cafe and all these sorts of things. And so it kind of really just bringing your attention to, there's something within your career that you really need to pay attention to. And, why is that so prominently trying to grab your attention? And what exactly is it that you're having to, pay attention to with that? And, really sort of paying attention to what's going on within your thoughts and around you, conversations that you're hearing while you're seeing these signs. I will clarify that in a moment. The middle of January, we do have the lock. So it's kind of like there's something here in the middle of January that is locked to you. It's like it's not a door that you can open. I'll definitely clarify these. It does look like you may be having a bit of a rough month towards the middle and end of January here, but we'll clarify. Firstly, we'll clarify that the sign card for you, Gemini, at the start of January. Clarify the sign energy for Gemini. Start of January. What's going on? I do kind of feel that these are all kind of connected in some kind of way. So whatever's happening, whatever these signs are trying to point you towards at the start of the month, it's like your intuition is trying to tell you what's about to happen. Because I do feel as though it's connected to the messages for the middle and end of January here as well. Because the first card we've got clarifying that is the coffin. Okay, the casket, the coffin. So we do see that there's something that needs to end. We have the lilies here as well. So whatever's ending for you, it's something that's probably been a part of your life for quite a long time. And so these signs are sort of trying to steer you through this ending in a way that is going to actually stir things up for you in a really positive way, because we do also have the raven here, which is the stork. So it stirs things up in a very positive kind of a way. It's like new ideas. It's giving you new ideas on how to deal with an ending, or, an idea of something that, you've been so close to this throughout your, for a long time. It's a long term thing, and it's been so close to you that you're feeling quite vulnerable about the fact that this may be ending. So your intuition is trying to sort of let you know, firstly, that this is about to end. Prepare yourself. You need to start thinking of ideas of what you're going to do, how you're going to deal with this ending. Once again, in the situation we're seeing as the example I was using, your receptionist job, you're kind of, your intuition is trying to get you to pay attention to these signs so that you can prepare for an inevitable ending with that job, that the job may be finishing, or a contract ending, and those sorts of things. It's not necessarily a bad thing though. But then with the middle of January, we do have that lock energy coming through. So it's kind of like, once it ends, it's unavailable. It's like over and done with. Wherever that energy you were putting into that thing, it's not going to go back into the same thing. Once it's over, it's done. It is a final closure on this thing. And then, the lock really does sort of show you that, it leaves you sort of feeling as though you've got no options, that you're tied to this ending in some kind of a way that is upsetting to you. It does feel like it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you to accept this ending. The end of January, we have the tear catcher. Okay, so, hundreds of years ago, they would literally catch tears to use in potions and, serums. They would sort of say that the tears of a young woman, or the tears of a child, or they've got these properties that can, give you longevity, or whatever it was. So they had these tear catchers that would literally catch your tears, so that you're collecting your tears, and you're actually, all the emotions that you feel about this ending, you're saving them up for the energy that this is creating within you. All the hard work that you've put into something that is now ending, you're kind of putting yourself on lockdown here, and you're, especially with your emotions, I feel, with that lock energy. And then the tear catcher, it's like, I'm not going to allow myself to feel until I've got this sorted out, until I've turned this ending into a brand new beginning for myself here. Because it is something that is, very touching you emotionally, but you're kind of not allowing those emotions to surface. clarify the lock and tear catcher for the middle and end of January for our Geminis. See, and this is really interesting because it's like that's why you're getting these signs that this ending is kind of destined because it's been holding you back. It's been a part of your life for so long that it's kind of overdue to end in your life here, Gemini. And we do see, once you've got your emotions on kind of lockdown towards the middle and end of January here, where you're kind of like, I just feel like it's this energy of you kind of saying to yourself, right now I've just got to get this sorted. Right now I've got to focus on this. Right now I can't focus on how I feel about it because I've just got to get it done. I've just got to, get through it. And then I can take some time to, cry or, be angry or upset about this situation. Because there's a part of you, like your intuition knows that you saw all these signs that this was going to happen. You knew that this was going to happen. These signs have been trying to show you that it's happening for a reason. And the reason is actually quite good here. So, firstly, we have the garden, which is the cemetery in this particular deck. The garden. So, you know, especially during any meetings that you're having regarding this ending, you may need to sort of be in some sort of public meetings or going to events in order to have this closure here. That's a very important time to keep those emotions on lockdown, not expressing yourself emotionally at business meetings or even meetings when it's like you're just meeting new people out and about. It's kind of be careful not to trauma dump on people and things like that. Make sure we do have those emotions on lockdown because it's going to work in your best favor here because we also have the rider coming through. So there is a potential meeting here that is going to change the course of this ending for you. So whoever you're meeting here, I feel like this is you meeting someone that you haven't yet met. So this, once again, in the example of that you're a receptionist losing your job, it's like you meet somebody by random chance. You're at a coffee shop, you run into somebody, you start talking to somebody, and the more that you're talking to them and showing that, like I'm not being overly emotional about this. I'm taking it in my stride, and I'm trying to deal with this in a positive way. They actually see that, and they kind of go, well, do you know what? Good news. You would be perfect for my company. So, here's some, I'm going to come on in and scoop you up because, I think you would work really well and you're holding yourself really well. And the way that you're dealing with this is exactly the sort of person that I need on board with me. So I feel like this is actually leading you to meeting somebody who is actually going to allow you to have your true wishes fulfilled here. We have the stars. Okay, so whatever this is, it's like this chance meeting or this public meeting. It allows you to start moving towards your actual wishes here, and you even if you don't even know what they are, even if you don't know what they are, Gemini, because I feel like some of you won't even know what they are until you get them, and then you're like, oh wow, this is better than I could have dreamt. This is better than I wished for. I was so trying to hold back the emotions connected to the ending, but this new beginning it's better than the past thing. It's exactly what I would wish for if I had stopped and thought about it. Okay, so very interesting energy here, Gemini. Checking in on career and finances for Gemini in January. Gemini, January energy around money and work. Money, career, work for our Geminis in January. on the bottom of the deck, we've got the new beginning there as well. So for a lot of you, I did use the reception job as an example there, but a lot of the times when I use just a random example, it does sort of hit a little bit close a lot of the time to what may actually be going on for a lot of you, which it does seem as though that for a lot of you, this is actually some sort of job career change that we are looking at just at that general energy. The start of January, we have the fast changes card coming through for career and work and money. Things happen suddenly in a short period, in a hurry, taking bold steps forward. Okay, so trying to not focus too much on the ending, the closure of, I just keep getting closure. So it's like, maybe closure of a business, closure of a position, closure of a contract. All those sorts of things are coming through pretty heavily here with the word closure for the start of January. When we did have that general message there as well, I'm still getting the same energy. The middle of January here, where we see that meeting taking place, we have the surprise. An unexpected turn can bring positive change. Be ready for change. So it's kind of like, surprise, out of nowhere, you're meeting this random person that's going to actually help you. And here they are here, taking you towards your wishes, the guardian angel energy. Some higher power protects you from difficulties and misfortunes. Trust your guardian angel. So Gemini, the energy is actually quite strong here, that, even if this is probably why it's showing us that it's important for you to keep your emotions on a kind of lockdown here. So you're not allowing this to, affect you too negatively, because it's very quickly going to turn into a positive for you here. Okay. I don't feel as though it's going to be long-term emotionally interrupting you. I feel like it will settle down and quickly, suddenly, those changes are quite fast for you this month. I feel quite suddenly things are going to turn back around for you. Okay, love and romance for Gemini in January. Love and romance for Gemini in January, please. Gemini dealing with Aries in January. Gemini dealing with Aries in January. I need to free myself from fear and doubts. I am a caged bird. Aries is feeling stuck, trapped energy there. And it's not so much like physically trapped. It's they have a lot of fear. They have a lot of doubts. They don't know how to deal with their insecurities, basically. Gemini dealing with Taurus in January. Gemini dealing with Taurus in January. I think of you at night when the world is asleep and my mind is awake. Taurus thinks about you a lot at night. There you go. Keeping them awake. Interesting. It's feeling a bit sexual as well. Gemini dealing with other Geminis. Gemini's dealing with other Geminis in January. I feel overwhelmed. I'm drowning in my own thoughts. Some of you, that's just you yourself feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything happening for you. It does seem like there's a lot taking up your mind space this month. Gemini dealing with Cancers in the month of January. Gemini's dealing with Cancer in January. I cannot listen to your voice. It affects my soul. Cancer. That's an interesting energy with Cancer there. That it's like you touch them deeply, and they don't know how to deal. They don't know whether to run towards you or run away. Interesting. Gemini dealing with Leo in January. Gemini dealing with Leo in January. I know that you may not feel for me as I feel for you. Leo likes you more than you like Leo, I feel like. or their feelings are different to how yours are. So that's kind of giving a little bit of that situationship type energy where, one person is wanting some sort of commitment and the other one is not. The other one is just happy to leave it as a casual connection. So, flip that as you need to with yourself and what was that, Leo? Gemini dealing with Virgo. Gemini dealing with Virgos in January. I don't understand what you see in me. I don't feel attractive. Virgo with a bit of self-confidence issues there. Gemini dealing with Libra in January. Gemini's dealing with Libra. I've lost faith in you and cannot see a future with you anymore. Libra, what have you done to Libra? Well, like, you've shown Libra a side of yourself that they just feel as though you're on different paths. And there's something that happened in the past year sometime that maybe in the last, I don't know, it just feels like Libra feels a little bit, they've seen a side of you that is a bit disrespectful or something like that. Gemini dealing with Scorpio. Gemini dealing with Scorpio in January. My pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too. Sounds pretty Scorpio-ish, to be honest, Gemini. Their pride and ego got hurt. I'm getting a bit of petty energy off them as well. That's Scorpio. Gemini dealing with Sagittarius in January. Gemini dealing with Sagittarius in January. This connection bores me to death. I need something more exciting. Do you know what I think, though? I think that Sagittarius, it's not that you bore them to death in honesty. It's more along the lines of they just cannot sit still. I feel like it's actually their problem, not yours. And it's making, like, they're saying that they feel bored of this connection with you, Gemini, and that it's not exciting enough. It's too boring. But I feel like that's actually something within them that is the issue with that, and not really you at all. I feel like they feel like that about just life in general, everybody. I don't feel like it's just you. Gemini dealing with Capricorns in January. Gemini dealing with Capricorn in January. You have become too difficult for me to handle. That's a big turn-off. I'm getting money as well. I am getting money with the Capricorn. Capricorn feeling like it's too big, that they have to spend too much on you to keep you entertained. I don't know why that came through. That's very interesting. Gemini dealing with Aquarius in January. Geminis and Aquarius in January. Oh. What's up, Aquarius? I cannot be vulnerable with you. I rather hide in the darkness before I let you see inside me. So Aquarius is dealing with some demons. I am picking up substance or alcohol, some sort of addiction behavior there as well with the Aquarius. Gemini dealing with Pisces in January. Gemini dealing with Pisces in January. I'm distracting myself to avoid thinking of you, which kind of means Pisces is thinking of you a lot, and they're having to go out of their way to stop thinking about you, Gemini. So that's what we have for you. Actually, I will just check as well. Gemini dealing with a person whose star sign they don't know. Gemini dealing with a person whose star sign they don't know. I feel abandoned by you and it's triggering my childhood traumas. That feels like a no contact thing. But they're a bit wrapped up in their own ish at the moment. Okay, Gemini, but check out your other placements, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all again soon.